there, everyone. It is Iced Hazelnut and
Grape of the Adler.
So, let's see. Today, we're going to talk about things we learned during the Peppercini.
The Peppercini?
Or the pandemic.
Jesus. The lockdown.
The lockdown.
Because the pandemic lasted longer than the lockdown did, so.
True. And I was going through a very serious, life-threatening
illness.
Health issue.
Yeah.
Let's just say right at the beginning of the pandemic. So I couldn't do much in the beginning of the pandemic.
Right.
I had to heal.
Mm-hmm.
And then, after that, a few months after that, I'd say, that fall, I was able to do a few more things. Wasn't out of the woods yet, but it was slowly healing, and anywho.
I think it was, when did it happen? March?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Lockdown.
September. September? Wow, I know my months. April, May, June,
is educated.
July, August,
educated.
September.
I didn't even say it
October,
wrong.
November.
I didn't even say it wrong right.
So about 9 months, because you didn't go into the first one you went to a Dollar Tree was a store. You didn't go into a store for 9 months.
Wow.
And the first one was Dollar Tree.
Either, anyways.
Well, yeah, but no, I could because I was the only one who could get the stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
I had to go and grocery shop.
Yeah.
For her and my mom, so.
Yeah.
I'm like, I was at the
store
all the time.
And in the very beginning, because we couldn't, especially, and my mother, because of her age, really it was like we couldn't have contact with people, period. Because of my situation, and again, like my mom. So my sister-in-law, she was so good, and the first, 3 weeks maybe, she would bring us groceries, and she didn't even want money for it. It's like, come on, man.
Right.
Come on. So she brought us, the staples we needed, and we're so appreciative of her. So,
yeah.
And my brother, but she, because she
had different days off.
She had different days off, yeah, and she was able to. So yeah, she really didn't have any contact. She still did her job, but she didn't have direct contact with outside people, anyways.
Yeah.
I mean now, yes, but during the pandemic, no. So she still had a job to do. So
right.
Yeah. Anywho, but new things learned during the Peppercini.
You can go first.
All right, so once I started feeling better, and it's a lot of cooking. I learned to I baked cinnamon rolls from scratch.
They're so good.
She's like, please make them again.
Except I had to, because of your situation with the cold, I had to, because you had to do the butter. You had to shred it.
Oh yeah, the butter. Yeah,
you had to shred the butter, which was weird. I was like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
So I had to do that. It was different, but yeah, those were so good. You didn't make those again.
Yeah, they turned out really good, and we made our homemade. You made the frosting, right? The frosting part.
Frosting, yeah.
It was really good.
But you didn't make bread, right? Not during the pandemic.
I made.
You made French loaves.
I made French loaves
last year.
Yeah, a year and a half ago, but it was still kind of.
Yeah, still kind of yeah. But you didn't do the whole bread thing like everybody else did.
No. I did make... Okay, so I made French rolls, and I did it twice, and even my nephew was like, oh, God, make the rolls again, the French bread. But I have to do that trick that they did on the bear, which was when you make French bread...
You put a oven-safe pan of water. I think it's an inch of water on the bottom. On the bottom of the bottom rack, or the bottom where the fire is. I would put on the rack, the lowest rack, the lowest it can go, and then on top put your bread, and it keeps it moist and it doesn't get dry.
Right. So crispy outer, right? Didn't they say crispy outer, but the inside isn't dry? Chewy, yeah. But it still wasn't even before I did that. But
yeah, it wasn't. But it's
just to see what the difference is. Yeah, but it was really good. It's a very easy recipe. Offhand, I can't remember.
It's a lot of, when you make bread, you're like, oh, this is easy, but it's time consuming because of the rising.
That's the rising. You have to wait for the rising of the bread. That's what makes people not want to do it. Right. So, and I remember that craze where they used to have bread machines. Everyone used to have, we never did, but the bread machine craze where it's like, yeah, just dump everything in the bread machine, turn it on, and it bakes a loaf for you.
And then you would see four or five of them at the thrift store. At the Goodwill.
Right.
I was like, oh my gosh.
And I anteed up on my crochet skills. I started crocheting. I want to say maybe 5 years ago, and just basics, but since I had the time, I did more crocheting and I learned more stitches, and instead of just hats and scarves and hand warmers.
Maybe a couple of what are those called? Scrubbers for the sink.
Scrubbies, yeah.
Those get off
face scrubbies
nicely,
and yeah.
Ponchos. Now you're in ponchos.
I'm in ponchos. Oh my god, the ponchos are so fun to make.
And then,
so
what else?
I never see people wear ponchos either, so this is going to be interesting. And I made one that's orange. It's orange and like a couple of different shades of orange for fall. Yeah. And I made one that's like netted. Mm-hmm. So
I have a netted one. I have a summer one that I wear.
Yeah. And what else? That's pretty much all I can remember that I learned.
Yeah, you were trying to heal. So
yeah, and then I like making
we cooked
jewelry.
A lot.
We had to.
We cooked a lot. We didn't go.
Everything.
I could tell you, we didn't go until June to have. We had something at the drive-through.
Right.
At McDonald's. That was like the first time.
June, right.
And then, but even after that, we only did it once a week.
Once a week, if that.
After that, yeah, and then we pretty much
saved a lot of money, and you really have to get, like. Yeah. Because it gets very boring making the same thing, so you have to think of different things to make.
Get creative.
Get different. Grape would get different. I'd think of like different things, not super hard. Where it takes a lot of steps, but things to make.
And I went to Aldi's.
Different pastas
for the most part.
Yeah.
I only went to Aldi's every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then in between that, if we could get it, we get them delivered, some stuff.
So one time, remember, I made the French bread, and then I believe you got the Buona beef. They sold it frozen.
Oh, yes. The Italian beef.
So that was good, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
it was really low when the prices were lower.
My mother just started going to the stores this past year, at the beginning of the year?
Yeah.
She went into her first store. And
also
now
Dollar Tree.
Yeah, and now she goes more. Like, at least once a week she goes somewhere. But she's like,
but she was very scared of it.
Yeah.
It was her age, and she has her
immune system's not that the best, but,
Yeah. Well, it's her knees. She's got arthritis. It's her arthritis that really gets her, so.
Yeah.
But the more you walk, the better you feel, man.
Yeah, that's true. And it's, after she does it, she's like, oh, yeah.
This was like, so that's what I learned more of budgeting and what we need, what we don't need, what we waste money on, because I didn't want to waste. I don't like wasting food anyway. So, and then let's see. So I would have about $200. Every 2 weeks, I would say, and then I would get it, and I would go to Aldi by myself and pack everything by myself.
And then you had to go in a circle.
Then we had to go in the circles. That's right.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, "What took you so long?" I'm like, I needed cereal, but there was this lady, and I had to go around, so I had to come back, and I had to circle back. It's like you driving one way in downtown Chicago, right? So I think I've never driven there,
right? Hence our roundabout.
Yeah.
Go back to whatever episode that was about roundabouts. She's never driven down a one-way street. Anywho.
So I imagine that's what it's like.
Yeah.
So, I would have to go around. What took you so long?
Yeah. Just to keep the flow going.
Yeah.
And people not running into each other. Keeping it safe.
Yeah.
So.
And then there's still some social distancing stickers on the floors in some places because they're too hard to get off, so they're just on there.
It's very rare now where it's rare I see people wearing masks now, but it's fine. I'm like, if they want to wear it, that's cool.
Well, technically, masks, and this is why in Asia they do it, is so if you're sick, you don't get other people sick. It's consideration.
Yeah,
that's what the mask for, not so you don't get sick. Technically,
right. It helps though.
But it helps. It does help. It does help. Especially if you have weak immunity. But technically that's the idea. Is it,
right. In Japan.
Consideration.
Japan,
it's if you're sick but you need to go out, wear a mask.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah. So either or the other way around too. I guess it does prevent. But I mean really washing your hands and not touching your face after you've been somewhere is what what really helps.
Right,
Because I can't tell you how many times this one has gotten sick.
Oh, yeah.
Been out, and then she, touches her eye, and I noticed that I'm like, stop touching your eye. I'm like, you gotta wash your hands. You just touch stuff in the store. Yeah. So, it's like, I got a really bad cold. Oh, I'm sick. I'm like, oh, my gosh.
So, what did you learn?
Well, besides budgeting.
Yeah.
And how to, I pack, well, I've always packed groceries very well, but I I always know how many bags I need. I've lost it, but I used to know, like, I either had too many or I didn't have enough. And then I got it down to a science by, like, the second month. I knew exactly how many bags I needed to pack. Right. Hair cutting.
Oh, yeah, hair cutting.
I did your undercut with scissors at first.
Yeah.
And a comb. And I got pretty damn close to her scalp. Yeah. And then, what else did I... Oh, I cut my own hair. Yeah. And I have curly hair. I have naturally curly hair. Right. And then... Oh, you got the clippers. Oh, yeah. And then I learned about the clippers. Buzz. I followed Brad Mondo's tutorial. Yeah. On, let go. Up, let go. Up,
I'm following his wolf cut tutorial. I've trimmed my hair. But between him and this other lady, too, she showed how she trims her hair.
But you didn't... What was I say? You didn't film it so he could critique you.
Oh, that's right.
Let's see.
I haven't been to a haircut place since before the pandemic. Yeah. Yeah.
You ain't got your haircut. Like right before.
So it's been like 4 years,
maybe.
It's
been like 4 years, yeah. And just trim our own since we had learned how. Yeah. And with scissors, with hair cutting scissors I bought. Actually, I need to get some new ones. They're getting a little dull, but yeah. Right. You want to use hair cutting scissors, not the craft scissors that you use or the kitchen scissors.
No, don't use the kitchen scissors on your hair.
Let's see. Oh, I made popcorn over the stove. Yeah. Because we didn't have a popcorn maker, and I don't... Right. Microwave popcorn is just... It's all full of chemicals. Yeah. So... Yeah. And so I learned how to make that. I think there's tons of recipes out there that you can... Or tutorials you can follow.
On YouTube's?
Yes. Yeah. It's 3 tablespoons of oil, which I just eyeball now. I do, depending on the pot size, I either have a third of a cup or a half a cup of popcorn kernels. Mm-hmm. But before I even put that in, I put 3 kernels in, close the lid, put a lid on it, and then listen for the 3 kernels to pop. And then you put the kernels in, you take it off the stove or the range for 30 seconds. Right. You put it back on medium high, or no, medium low. Mm-hmm. You can shake it a little bit, and then like in a minute it starts popping, and then you have popcorn. Ta-da! And it smells like a theater in here.
Oh yeah, and then you can add your own toppings, whatever you want.
It's way better. Yeah. It's just way better. It's just you just gotta let the pots cool down so you can wash it later. Oh yeah, that's the only. But I mean, otherwise,
wipe them down with paper towels real good, and then wash them real good. So yeah.
It's just the oil, but I mean that's so easy. Good. But it's just to let it cool down. Right. Is what unless you need something else, and then I have to wipe it down with the. I've burned myself a couple times. Whoops. But that's because I didn't realize I had the bigger pot. I didn't realize we had that bigger silver pot. And I could put half a cup and make a whole batch.
Did you make anything else? Did you learn to make anything? Like baking-wise or try something new? She's a baker.
I've always
does
baked.
Cookies.
I always try different recipes. Yeah. I try to do different recipes for cookies.
Yeah. She's okay. She likes, you like cooking. You make pasta and...
I make pretty good scrambled eggs. Mm-hmm. So, because that one I was kind of shaky with. I can't make fried. I still can't do it. Yeah. I was like, I have to practice
sunny side over. Yeah.
I really want to master poaching eggs.
Oh, poaching.
I just never, but it's.
I don't do poach egg, but I do egg where I put it in the pan, put it on low heat, but put a lid over it. So the white cooks right away, but it depending on how long you leave it. The yellow gets almost poached but so.
And our mom can do it and she flip it over. I'm like, I don't even know how she does it. Yeah. I was like, she can flip it.
I like it that way. I don't like it.
Every once in a while she'll break a yolk.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, but that's my favorite.
Yeah. But I try to have eggs only like 3 times a week. Too, so.
Egg whites with spinach. Those are usually my
my God, it's with spinach. Egg with spinach is so good. So when I was really ill, I couldn't taste that well. Because of the medicines I was on and all this, but naan and scrambled eggs were my favorite. Naan bread. Oh my God, I have to learn how to make that. I know there's a bunch of recipes and tutorials up there, but I want to try it.
Matt can make it in the back of his truck.
Oh my God, the Mav.
I think you can make it in a house.
Yeah, that's true. So
I think it's yogurt, Greek yogurt. That's most of the time that I see. Is it
in the recipe?
In the recipe, that's different. And then you like pan fry it, right? You don't bake it.
Yeah, you pan fry it. It's pan fried, I believe. Yeah. So, anywho.
Sandwiches. Oh, we used to make breakfast sandwiches, too. Oh, we found, well, the ones from Aldi.
The dupe. Oh, the dupe for the McDonald's.
Yeah, the Egg McMuffin. They had it at Aldi for a long time. And then they stopped making it. And every once in a while I'll see it. But they stopped making it. They stopped selling it.
They have the biscuits and the ones on the croissants. And the croissants. Yeah. Now I'm getting hungry.
I know, I'm getting hungry again, too. Talking about food here.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was, but then we made our
But you
own.
didn't try anything new? Like I did the cinnamon rolls. Made cinnamon rolls from scratch. I did the French bread.
I tried making some, like, mini donuts. Those were okay. Because I've always tried different things with baking.
Right.
So, because baking is
she does cookies, all kinds of cookies.
Baking requires patience.
We've made Madelines.
I need another pan. Because those are, I perfected the batter, but I just only had one pan, so you have to let it cool. I'm like, oh man, this is going to go bad.
Maybe you can get one through Amazon. One or two through Amazon. I like the Madelines.
Yeah, I like the Madelines.
I like them dipped in chocolate.
I could even make chocolate cocoa.
Yeah.
Like a swirl,
What are our shortcuts for, like, when we want something sweet and salty? You take a pretzel rod and you just dip it in chocolate frosting, baby.
Yeah. And they sell it at Dollar Tree, the frosting. So
yeah.
Betty Crocker, Duncan Hines, whatever they have. Chocolate.
Yeah.
What else? I don't even know. I'm trying to think here. I thought I learned more at the panini, but I don't remember. I just remember the hair cutting.
Oh, yeah, you did. You learned how to
haircuts.
Yeah.
I could have sworn I wore more, but maybe I didn't.
Yeah, and I hand cut my nephew's hair.
Mm-hmm. He's got a lot of cowlicks.
Yeah.
A lot of cowlicks.
Yeah.
My favorite, though, was watching Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh, my gosh. I'm like, let's relax. Let's watch a movie. Let's watch something to take our mind off of the pandemic. And what's it about? A virus.
It's about a virus. Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Like, are you freaking kidding me?
So then we watched Godzilla, and it was much better. Like the old Godzillas.
Yeah.
And they have those on.
Mothra!
They have those on. Pluto TV?
Is it Pluto?
Prime. They have a bunch of places. Just the old, like, Japanese Godzilla movies.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we watched so much TV. Like everyone watched so much TV. It's
well, that's why you started watching Supernatural, actually.
Yeah, Supernatural. What else did I watch? I watched like a bunch of stuff. It's like
you're better at watching new things than I am, so I have to be in the mood to do that.
Yeah,
I watch a lot of YouTube too. I watch.
Oh yeah.
So, and I watch a lot.
I do watch
murder mysteries.
I watch like YouTube every day.
True crime. I watch a lot of true. I like true crime.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but yeah, during the paninis. That's what we did.
Yes.
Ta-da! I think that's it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep. All right. Well, if we think of anything else, I don't think that's pretty much it, though.
I think that's it. Yeah, I don't think...
The top things, at least. Yeah. Oh, and you know the other thing I did during the panini?
Sleep?
Peppercini. Well, sleep. Oh, God, I slept out. I had to. I had a heel in the beginning, too. Yeah. Cleaned out the closets.
Oh, everyone did that.
Yeah, a major clean out, and I donated a lot of stuff, or had it ready.
Do you remember?
So, eventually donated the bags.
Or was I by myself? The one time, it was the local Goodwill, and they have their facility, their donation drop off outside, by the curb, and then the store separate, and it was full of stuff.
Wow.
I mean, everywhere outside, and they were closed.
Right.
I was like, oh my God.
And do you remember the other thing during the panini? When we drive around to get here or there, all cars were in their driveways.
Yeah. There'd be the roads you go and you're like, oh, you never see cars. And then there'd be like, everyone was home.
Yeah, because they had to be. So
somehow I got stuck with the people that were right behind me, and then we were the only two people on the road. I'm like, why are you right behind me? They weren't even turning.
Oh, jeez.
I was like, are you serious right now?
They're just being a-holes.
I mean, I know you're supposed to go right when you're slower, but if you're going faster than me and you're right on my ass.
Right. Oh, my God.
I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, oh, my God. That was the nice thing.
Yeah.
Like, there was nobody on this.
And then the only reason we were out is because either she had to do grocery shopping.
Or you had doctor's appointments.
Taking me to doctor's appointments, Yeah. Even my mom didn't go to a doctor's appointment, so...
Not for a long time. She didn't have to. Luckily,
you couldn't.
Knock on wood.
You couldn't, yeah. Anyway, anywho. All right, well, that's it for this episode.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for listening, and catch you later.
Bye.